I choose Brainstorm. His mind is undisciplined, but I find his youthful ideas most refreshing. Prepare to merge. Let me guide your actions.
Welcome back to the Tiny Room here. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the DX9 Mini 03 Matthew Axelson, which means Brainstorm, of course. And if you're waiting for the Make Toys to put theirs out, well, there's one small difference. This is Legends, not Masterpiece. But I have to say it's a pretty good looking figure. Kind of exactly the same pluses minuses that we got with the Michael Murphy figure, which was their Chrome Dome. Now I did get this at Show's eStore. I'm going to have a link down below where you can get this also. Is it the best Legends scale Brainstorm? Yeah, probably. We'll do some comparisons. We'll do some discussions here. But remember, TH and support your reviewer. If you want to go over and grab one of these at Show's eStore, they're like $40. But let's take a look at Matthew Axelson coming up. Here's the box. Very consistent with what DX9's been doing. No window. It's like line art on the back of the figure. Nowhere on here does it show the alt mode box. Here he is out of the box, and not bad looking figure, I must say. The blues, I kind of like it, actually. It's a little bit of a teal. Yeah, kind of like it. Looks pretty good. And then clean all around, clean on the back. Looks like a bit of a backpack there. From the side, not much. Is it perfect? No. Is the alt mode perfect? No. But this is still a good looking figure, and I will be displaying mine in bot mode, so I have a heavy preference for the aesthetic of the bot mode, how it's going to look, and this one definitely does deliver. But let's look at a couple of things on here. There's the head, and it looks good. It is a Target Master, but when they're this small, I mean, with standard ones, they're already hard enough. That one's going to do next to nothing. You do get to see his tech specs in there, but it's not a... There's no mechanism, and I'm glad there's not, because really, how could you have pulled that off? And then I think, of course, the chest's going to open for transformation and all that. Good stuff going on there. He does have hip flaps on the side. I don't think anywhere else, and they are a little annoying, so I just suggest get them out of the way first. And I mean, in a way, I kind of wish they just didn't have hip flaps on there, but there would have been a gap, so they're trying to not have a gap. Probably Hasbro would just leave a gap or something, so let the third parties have to kind of go above and beyond that. But it is a little annoying to have to keep getting that little flap out when you want to get a wider stance. And then down below, not much paint at all on this guy. I gotta say, I think all of the teal stuff is painted. That's painted. And that's about it. Maybe the lower legs have paint on them. It's really hard to tell. And if it is, it's flat paint, which is weird. But overall, I mean, a good looking figure. I mean, however they did it, however they painted it, they made the guy look pretty good. And Brainstorm is, oddly enough, my favorite headmaster. But not only that, but my first headmaster I ever got. And he's my first headmaster I've got in my 20s. Never got him as a kid because I think by then I was done wanting to buy Transformers when Headmasters came out. But anyhow, let's take a look at articulation. All right, for articulation, head, side to side, no up or down, and the kid pop off. His shoulders, now you can get a reverse butterfly by partially transforming it, which gives you this nice range for the guns, for a nice pose. But if you wanted to just stick with the way it's supposed to be, that's all you're getting with your guns. And open it up, you get more range. Anyway, 360, shoulders out to there, or shoulders out to there. You can do a lot with the transformation, and that was unintended, I believe. Right here, we've got a tight bicep swivel. You got what looks like a double joint. Ooh, double joint up there. Just one hand that rotates. No, a little bit of movement because it does transform. Waist swivel, ab crunch to the magic square level. And if you can get this out the way, that's all you're getting for... No? Did it tuck in? No, it's out the way. It's right here. So that's all you're getting to the side, to the front. So the whole thing rotates to the front, which is amazing. And then to the back, nothing, which is crazy. And then you've got the double jointed knee, thigh swivel, there's the mushroom peg, and just a movable foot. Not a whole lot, but I mean, everything I needed to get my poses. Now for accessories, Brainstorm is a little young to accessorize, and I do kind of like what he's done here with, well, what DX9 did here, where you've got two guns, but they're not just redundant, the same thing, they're opposites. They're complete opposite guns, which is impressive, because when you're in the next mode, like, you're going to be able to put the guns on the side, and you're going to notice the finished side is going to go up, it's going to look good, but you have a finished side and you've got a waffle side, and, well, I mean, would I rather have had two finished sides? Of course. I mean, that would have made more sense. But if you're going to do a waffle side, just don't have them on the same side, so when you're in the ship mode, it's not as bad. Anyway, the other thing that you're going to have is the head. So, head accessory. Head accessory. And that's it. Does his little head move? Does your little head move? His little head moves. He got excited there. His head moved. That's it. That's all you got. No arm, no nothing. Again, another thing that I just won't care about. And I can't even see them. Even Masterpiece doesn't do the Headmasters the best, but they're better than that. But again, with it so small, would you really want the little arms popping off anyway? And that's a give and a take. All right, getting into comparison with, this is the McFan Toys KO Oversize of Unique Toys. If we had Unique Toys, I think it would come up to here. Unique Toys is drastically smaller. I believe it was Unique Toys design that McFan's Toys used. I was not in Legends when it started. I tried to avoid Legends for a while because I just didn't want to start a new scale. Like, I like Masterpiece, I like my G1, and I was barely in on some Hasbro stuff. Now I'm all in with all 4 feet. 2-4. I like this look so much better, though, because of the fact that the lower legs look about right, kind of like what you got with the show. Maybe it's a little exaggerated, too, in this lower leg. A little on the exaggerated side, but this just doesn't feel, these lower legs don't feel like Brainstorm lower legs. And the torso's okay, the arms are okay on this one, but I just feel like over here it's even better. You do have some translucent in this one here on the waist piece, but, I mean, that's the way it is. The back, I will say this, the back is cleaner on the McFan's Toys version, but they are bigger. And the other thing is that these McFan's Toys ones are considerably large when you compare them to, like, Prime and stuff. So there's that to take into account, like Magic Square, especially with New Age Prime. So, like, this guy will fit with your New Age collection way better than the McFan's Toys. Price-wise, too, like, this guy's like a $30 figure. And then this one's $40, so it's $10 more to get the new one. And I do want to point out that I think they're eventually just going to replace all of the Headmasters through DX9 with new ones, with new, better sculpts and all that kind of stuff. And since I didn't have a Chrome Dome, and they started with Chrome Dome, it was perfect for me to dive into the DX9's Headmasters. And I think they look good, and I think this would make a great clickbait. I don't know, we'll find it out in editing, but yeah, that's where it's at. Let's see some more of these guys. And the mod fans made this tiny little Cerebros. I feel like it's just too short to keep up with what's going on, but it's the only Cerebros I've got in Legends scale. I don't know if another one was made that was better, but it's pretty good Cerebros. It's just small. And then we've got the rest of the KO Oversize ones to have a whole team here. Eventually these are going to get kicked to the curb, like this guy. And then, just kidding, not, but there we go, comparisons. But Prime, yeah, it's a requirement. You have to compare next to an Optimus Prime, so an extra little bit there. And then these are the mod fans versus the Cyan Culture's Zarak. Alright, let's get this guy transformed. Pop the head off. Pop the guns off. And we'll start with folding up the hands. So, like usual, typical hand folding that goes on around here. Then, we're going to, everything sounds and looks easy, pop this and go up, and then we're going to disconnect this black retaining piece. I'm actually going to use a little screwdriver here. Don't do it if you don't want to. Okay, then we're going to open this up. This piece here is on a double hinge. It needs to come up and lay flat. And then there is that. And then we've got to open, if we're going to flip this up, we're going to open this front piece here. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and then it all comes together in the end, so it's really kind of weird how that works. Then we fold this up, and we fold this up, and then we fold this in. Although it just untabbed the 2 tabs from here, you have to line up all 3 tabs, tab, 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 and get them to tab into here at the same time. A little on the tricky side, but not impossible. Lining them all up. And it's tight. Now we gotta flip these arms around, and we're going to go from angle here. Fold this out, and this is gonna go up and under. So we got the wing, and we got this like that. Kind of the same thing on the other side. This is gonna fold around. This is gonna go down and around and under. And it's gonna be kind of like this as we continue to work on this. Let's go to the lower legs. All right, lower legs here. We are going to open up this assembly there. That's going to open up. Then there's going to be room to tuck in the foot. And then this is going to fold out. And this is tabbing in. So, a little weird looking. Now, this is a double hinge thing here. So, we're going to push it down. And we've effectively collapsed the leg in there. We still need to keep everything straight as we're going. Do the same thing on the other side. Hello from the other side. There we go. Push this in. Fold this down. Tab this tab to that slot. Tab to the from the tab to the slot, and then push the. Basically, you're just pushing the knee down into it to collapse it, and we should be able to tab this together. There's no tabbing together there. Yeah, it is. Tabbing it together. Then this is going to keep all of it straight here. Now this is going to extend and come over here, and we are going to intercept it. Well, there's a slot here and here, a tab here and here, and we're gonna do some double duty tabbing. Double duty tabbing there. And you know, on the one hand, I'm like, man, it just doesn't look that clean to me. Maybe it's my fault that it's not as clean as I'd like, but there it is. All right, double tabbing duty here. So get it right there, tab it in. Then you're gonna adjust these, and then I'm gonna go around and kind of like clean it up a bit, tighten it up a little bit more. Remember what I was talking about with the guns? You can put the guns on here. And I'm gonna make sure I got everything right with this dude. And let's see here. Get that one on there. And I popped this off. Not good. No good for the pop-off. Alright, so the reason that keeps popping off is because I forgot one little step. So there's a reason why you have every little step matters. But you're supposed to rotate these pieces around, which I failed to do. And I was like, wait a second, I didn't do that step. So here we go. And then, of course, getting it lined back up to tab back in is going to be another issue. There it goes. And then it'll tab back in. See, it just pops out. Nowhere in there are you supposed to untab that. It's just, anyhow, there you go. And we're done, sort of. We're sort of done. It's as done as I'm going to be with it. Alright, so here's the alt mode, or at least my rendition of how I got it here. And it just, even seeing it in the pictures, it doesn't look great in the pictures. We know the Michael Murphy alt mode didn't look that great either. But it is what it is. I actually am not concerned about the alt mode for my own personal selfish reasons. You'll see here in a little bit. But you can put the little headmaster in there and close it up. You're going to have to manipulate the legs and stuff to get them in the right to where the thing will close. But the headmaster will go in this little compartment. That was part of the engineering. One of the problems with making this type of a figure is having to engineer in this compartment. And that affects the transformation stuff too. But this is just weird. I mean, I would have literally just followed the G1 and done it exactly like the G1 and just added a couple more movements, and we would have been fine, in my opinion. I don't know why it had to be so complicated the way they did it, but it is what it is, right? Just is what it is. And with that, I guess it's because the proportions change for the legs and arms. The proportions change to make it look more like a cartoon, and with that, converting it to this mode. But now it makes me more curious how we're gonna see Make Toys do theirs, and of course, sometime in the 2030s, 2035, 2037, we'll see Fans Toys do it. But that'll be something interesting to see. Oh, we got Mech Fans Toys. Look how clean it is on the bottom, though. See, it's just so clean on the bottom. It's just like a giant kibbly looking mess on the top. I don't like the alt mode. I mean, I knew I wouldn't going into it. And let's do comparisons. Here we are putting it up against the Mech Fans Toys. And I will say that design-wise, I mean, the Mech Fans Toy still isn't great, but it's better than this, I think. Then again, a lot of you might go, hey, I like the futuristic, crazy, realistic look because there's all the panel lines and all that kind of stuff to this. Or that it's, I don't know, Minecraft or something. It looks like a Lego figure. But this one here doesn't. It looks a little bit less. This one actually has an opening, not a cockpit, but a back piece, and you have a clear front. But the color of this is more like a toy, the toy version. This is more like the cartoon version. And then this one here opens up right here. You don't even see the headmaster in it. I do feel like this isn't straightened out all the way, and it needs to be, but it just doesn't seem to want to straighten out for me. So, yeah, I might have done something a tad bit wrong, but this still looks a lot like the pictures, so this is pretty much what it's supposed to look like, for the most part. This is what that's supposed to look like. So this will be my alt mode, this will be my bot mode, and I'll be perfectly happy because I'll never see the alt mode again. And generally I don't retransform these again, ever, so it's not a big deal to me. So if you're into the alt modes yourselves, this is not the best alt mode. This is my look at the DX9 Mini 03 Matthew Axelson, and I think it's a pretty good looking figure in the bot mode. I'm not a huge fan of the alt mode. I wasn't really with their Michael Murphy figure either, but I do think that this is a solid release, and I'm going to display them in bot mode, of course. I like that. Maybe all of the McFans toys will get converted into alt mode, and then we can have best of both worlds. Who knows? We'll see what happens there. But I did get this to Showsy Storm. I have a link down below where you can get yours too. Remember, TH and the support your viewer code on the main page helps the channel out if you go there and buy one of these. And hey, you know, save some money. Order them from Showsy. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like and subscribe to Dear Hanger Out.
Human partners, highbrow. The problem is where they would inhabit us when we're in robot form.
Correction! The problem is you and your stupid ideas.
Well, at least we got the thing they were after in the first place, sure shot.
You know, this reminds me of the time my platoon was stranded on Reguland 4. The key to the plasma energy chamber! Give it to me!
Go hang upside down from a tree, my boy!